Welcome to Real Life with Jenny. My name's Jenny Senapadaratna. Grab your favorite drink, get a snack, and we'll get started. Today I have watermelon, lime, basil tea. I know, doesn't that sound delicious? And I have some walnuts. So let's get real. So I wanted to do an update on my word ensure. Um, so every year I choose a word, and this year the word was ensure. Now, I don't believe I actually chose this word. This word chose me, and I'm not liking it. Let's just be honest. I actually did a retreat a couple weeks ago, and I was talking about last year's word, which was thrive. I have a whole really great teaching on how to thrive in life in the middle of chaos that I love to share with women's groups. And I was sharing that, and I'm like, and this year's word is, and I'm like, I cannot remember. I have no idea what this year's word is. And since then, obviously, I have remembered the word was ensure. But I've really learned a few things. First of all, I'm not a big fan of the word because I don't feel like there's a lot in our lives that is insured. Like, there is not a lot that is something that is going to happen no matter what happens. But I am learning a couple things that has been kind of life-changing, I'll be honest. One of the things is I have learned that I need to ensure myself by putting things back in the exact same spot. Now, I know that I talk about it all the time. I lose everything. Like, I really could it's ridiculous. I could lose my child if she wasn't responsible. Like, it is just, I'm not good at keeping track of things. So I have had to learn to put things back in the exact same place, even though it's inconvenient. I so often lose my glasses. I cannot find them. I don't know where I've put them because I take them off. Even though I need them to read, to write, to see stop signs, like, I am pretty close to not being able to see anything without my glasses. I will go hours. In fact, the other day, I went an entire day not wearing glasses except for sunglasses outside of the house because I didn't know where I put them. So I have had to ensure myself by remembering to put things back in the exact same spot. And am I doing great at it? No, I'm not, but I'm really working on it. The second thing is I have really put things in my life that are deal breakers. So I've talked about before how I'm a kidney stone girl, and that's something that I've kind of had for years. And I'm now 4 years. I think it's 4 years. Woo, kidney stone free. But that is partially because I now drink 100 plus ounces of water every single day. And I'm on a spectacular medication that is a life changer. But I am also a tea drinker. So I have to be careful because tea dehydrates you. I don't know if you knew that, but tea dehydrates you. And so I have to do things to make sure that my body does not dehydrate, which means drinking more water than I drink tea, right? So I realized this principle, obviously, years ago, and now I'm doing that in other parts of my life. So I am making sure that I read my Bible to a much bigger extent than I ever have before. Now I'm studying it and I'm reading it. So those are two very different things for me, because reading it, I'm listening to it this year. I've talked about that. I took away the time constraints. I took away the amount that I need to listen to. Some days it's a full chapter. Some days it's 15. Like, it really, and I wish I were exaggerating with that, but it really matters on the day. On how much I'm doing, that I just, if I take a walk and it takes longer, then I get through more chapters. If I'm doing it while I'm cleaning the bathroom, I mean, it just matters on how I'm doing it. But I have made that the priority over me listening to a fun book. Not that I don't think books are great, and obviously I kind of look forward to those, but I've really put that in a place to ensure that I'm really making sure that I am being fed in a positive way and then I'm listening to the word and I'm studying the word. So there are things that I've put in place to make sure that I am growing as an individual towards what God's called me to do. The last thing that I started was a prayer journal. Now, oh my, the eyes are rolling already. I am so bad at journaling. It is just ridiculous. In fact, I just cleaned out an area we have kind of like a third bedroom in our house, and we call it the lounge because it's really where I do my podcast, my daughter does her homework, we have a television in here, it's got a couch. It's just kind of a catch-all room because there's only 3 of us, so we only need 2 bedrooms. So it's kind of, we call it our lounge, and I have a little end table with a basket. And so I cleaned out this basket, and I found like 13 journals that I was like, I have 13 journals. I didn't even, who knew? Because I keep losing them, not finding them, buying a new one, losing them. So I found 13 journals in this teeny little basket. Maybe I should be buying bigger journals, but the one thing that I've done this year is I have not moved my journal. I keep it in the same spot. In fact, even when I go on vacation, I don't take it with me. Or we go on a trip, I don't take it with me because what happens is I take things with me and then I don't return them back to the spot. So when we go on a weekend trip to go preach somewhere, I leave it here and I journal separately if I need to do that. So I'm doing this journal, and what I've done is I've made it my own. So, those of you that grew up with SOAP, and I don't know what it even stands for, but it's like scripture, observation, applying something else. I'm not sure if that's even what it is. That's a prayer journal for most people. And for me, I am drawing pictures. I know you're like, Jenny, what are you doing? I am very non-artistic. Let's just be very real. I do not have an artistic bone, but I am I love being creative. And so I will sit there for a minute or two and just sit quietly and feel my emotion at that time. So I've just taken a moment. I'm going, what are my emotions right now? What am I feeling? And I will draw a picture of what I'm feeling to the Lord. And I will be like, sometimes it's a palm tree, sometimes it's tears, sometimes it's a rainbow, sometimes it's locks, it's all kinds of different things. I actually did a road the other day because I was like, Lord, I just want you to get me back on my path. I feel like I'm out of control and I'm trusting cars more than I'm trusting you. As you're driving down the road, you have to trust the car on the other side to do what they're supposed to do, and I'm trusting them more than I'm trusting you. And so that's what I did my whole journal on. And so I draw a picture, and then around the picture, I journal to the Lord what I'm feeling. And that has really allowed me to get out my emotions in a more creative way. I know it's really weird. But I'm encouraging you as we are moving forward in 2023 and you've made some New Year's resolutions and things haven't necessarily worked out, right? And you're like, why do I have this word and my word's unsure? And you're like, I'm not living it. I know a lot of people had relax this year, and I'm looking at their Facebook going, are you relaxing? Because it doesn't seem like there's much relaxing going on there. That seems super stressful. And granted, that's not for me to judge, but you know what I'm saying. And I have put things in place that I ensure that I'm going to be growing and moving forward. And that next year I'll look back and go, oh, wow, that was really good for me. And I've learned. So I'm asking you to get creative with what your New Year's resolutions are and how you can ensure growth in your life. What can you do to change that you need to change right now? Maybe it's a small thing. Maybe it's just getting creative somehow and thinking, how can I connect a little bit more with the Lord? I love that years ago, this is kind of weird, but years ago we had a Bible puzzle. I think we still have it. I'm not sure. And it was all of the books of the Bible and then Bible stories inside. And I would do that puzzle and I would be reminded of what God had done through the ages of the Bible. And it was such a good relaxation time, first of all, but it was also such a great reminder of who God is and what he's done for not only me, but for people in the Bible. And it was just such a great reminder that I allowed that to be almost like a devotional time. And I think we can be creative with those words, that we can be growing by doing a simple puzzle, by watching a simple television show, by going and talking with friends that are encouraging, just simple things. Let's get creative. Let's figure out ways to ensure that we're growing towards the Lord. Well, you can find me at Real Life with Jenny on Instagram, Facebook, and on Be Real. You can also find me at christconnection.cc. If you want me to come out and talk about that thrive, how to thrive in the middle of chaos, I would love to talk to either your church or the ladies in your church about ways to thrive. You can find me at christconnection.cc. There we go. I just pray that you get creative. Find a creative way to connect with the Lord this week. Have a great week.